which
Yeah,
is The Circus by Charles Chaplin.
or Charlie,
Charlie
as
Chaplin.
as
This
some
isn't a
know him.
Charles Chaplin picture. This isn't a drama.
Yeah. And this is his first movie since the Gold Rush. The
Yeah.
Chaplin has been slowing way down to put more
Yeah.
care into what he's doing.
He makes like a movie every couple years.
Which,
Unlike
yeah,
everyone else
yeah,
who's like,
making a movie every 3 years doesn't seem that crazy
well,
for
yeah, that's
nowadays.
how people do it now.
Uh,
But back then, you made like 3 a year.
yeah,
Yeah. But I think that care comes across in this movie. Like this movie feels very carefully made, I guess. Like it feels everything about it feels very deliberate.
yeah. I think like this is not the kind of movie where you'd find messiness like that baseball scene in it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's like an amazingly super well constructed like puzzle box of a
No.
movie, you
Yeah.
know? But it's like it's a very solid comedy movie
Yeah.
where like all the beats really work. The emotion comes through and I think also this film is probably like the ultimate maturation of of the Tramp character.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
the Tramp in his last movie, The Gold Rush, he was like a different person, and he still had some kind of like human qualities to him. Where I think in this movie, the Tramp becomes fully like this kind of filmic imp guy. You know, he
He
is
comes from nowhere and goes back to nowhere.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
yeah, and even just like the physical acting in this one, it is like fully idiosyncratic.
Hmm.
There's nothing like people about it, and I think he's lost a bit of the kind of drunkenness affectation of his old kind of
Yes.
performance of the character.
Right. This is no longer a drunk character, which is how it started.
Yeah,
And now it's more, yeah, this impish.
yeah, he's got a bunch of just ticks. Yeah,
I think that stands out at this one is like, even amongst the clowns in the circus, none of them act like he does. Like, the way that he moves and holds himself is completely in its own. Yeah, like no one else in this movie acts like a silent movie Charlie Chaplin person. It's just he's
right.
still doing all of the affectation, all of the body language, and it creates a. He does sort of exist almost in this other realm, almost, or he
Yeah,
came
yeah.
from some weird.
Dimension. Yeah.
He came from 1910's movie into this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that like a lot of people kind of have this idea of silent movie acting as like having all of these kind of weird, kind of motions and
Yeah.
affectations, and really that's just
A lot of
Charlie.
that's just him. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's him. And I think in the Gold Rush they even kind of like point out some of the weirdness of the way that he acts by drawing a comparison between him moving and the way the chicken moves. Uh,
Right. Maybe.
but which he still does that kind of like chicken kicking to bury
Yeah.
somebody in dirt in this movie too.
Hmm. Yeah.
But anyway, this is a movie about a guy who is so funny that even though everyone is annoyed with him, they have to let him be in the circus.
Well, it's about a guy that can only be funny unintentionally, seemingly,
Right.
but is also kind of just like preternaturally good at it.
Mm-hmm.
This movie feels very autobiographical to me because it's about a guy
Yeah.
who shows up at the circus and everyone's like, "Who's this Joker?" And then is like, "Oh,
we
he's
don't we
actually
don't we don't tolerate jokers at the
yeah,"
circus.
and then is like, "Oh, he's actually way better at this than anyone who already works here," which is sort of at least how Charlie Chaplin saw himself when he first started in the movie biz. He like showed up out of nowhere and was like, "Hey, this guy's really funny." He's like, "Yeah, I know. I'm better at it than all of you who've been doing it for 10 years."
But that's the thing, right? Is that we noted that when we first saw him in
Yeah.
the Kid Races Auto Venice, whatever his
Kid
first
at auto races. Yeah. Weird
his
title.
first thing, where we were like, oh wait, like he's instantly amazing.
Yeah. Which is like, it's annoying that he's like as kind of stuck up about it. I mean, talking from like behind the scenes stuff about how he like was getting into fights with Mabel Normand and things and just like throwing his weight around. He is very good at it. Like, I think one of my notes is, "Damn it, Charlie is very good at this." This movie kind of feels like it's about almost like the death of vaudeville a little bit, because it's like all
Hmm.
these like stage clowns who have all these like very precise bits that they're doing, and Charlie doesn't understand any of those and like ruins all of them. But then he comes up with his own stuff just accidentally that's way funnier. But then also at the end, it's like everyone kind of moves on without him.
Hmm.
Like he shows up, he's better at everyone's job by accident, and then everyone's like, "All right, we don't need this guy anymore. Let's leave." And they leave him in the dust, basically, which is sort of how I feel like his career has gone up until this point. Which is like he showed up, he was very good at his job. He kind of annoyed everyone by how good at it he was. Rode high on that hog for a while, and then everyone's like, "All right, silent movies are done. We're done with silent movies. We're not making them anymore. They're all finished." And he's like, "But
Well, that
I
hasn't quite
still
happened
I
yet,
still want to make
right?
silent movies." Right. I think I read on Wikipedia or whatever, he shot the final scene of this movie like the week before the Jazz Singer came out.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I don't know how necessarily intentional that like reading of it is, but it kind of falls in line with a lot of how his kind of career has gone.
Right. Yeah. It's predictive in a sense.
Mm. Yeah.
The plot of this movie we kind of described in broad strokes, but as is the case with all of this stuff, it's also a romance.
Hmm.
He's trying to get a girl, and he has a rival, and
Who is credited in this movie as the girl, even though she's played by Myrna Kennedy, and the characters in the movie call her Myrna, like in the intro titles,
hmm
but her credit is just the girl, which is always just like she has a name in the movie. You could just call her that.
yeah, it's like I mean I get it. It's trying to be this iconic kind of thing.
Yeah.
I went to see the Gold Rush a couple weeks ago with a live performance,
Oh
and
yeah, that's right. How was
with
that?
live score. Oh, it was awesome. And I learned a lot actually about the way that silent movie music was kind of improvised, like the methods through
Mm.
which it was improvised back in the day. But in the introduction, they were saying that in the Gold Rush, part of the reason why Charlie was naming people things like the girl, the tramp,
Hmm.
was as almost like a send up or reference to what D.W. Griffith was doing with like the brown eyes,
Mm.
the greedy one, like all this kind of thing. Which I feel like it was maybe a trend in a broader way than that in some ways, but
For
also it
sure.
could be
Yeah.
a bit of a Griffith touch.
I mean, yeah, a lot of the Buster Keaton movies also have like a girl, a boy, her dad. Like
Oh, I'm sorry. That was Go West that this intro was for. The Buster Keaton movie,
ah,
which was doing that.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I
It
don't
still
know.
applies though.
Yes.
I do want to talk about the lion scene because I think it's just impressive that he filmed a scene with a real lion, and
Yeah.
it's just him in a cage with a lion,
And
and
it
it's like
roars at him.
they can't fake that. There's no this isn't a Life of Pi lion.
Yeah, it feels like stunty in a Keaton-y way almost. Like I'm gonna do something extremely death
Right,
defying.
which isn't Chaplin's thing at all. But he makes a good scene out of it. I really
Yeah.
like that scene where he gets locked into the lion. Well, he gets locked into the cage with a lion. He tries to go out a different door, and there's a tiger in the other through the other door, so he can't go that way. Real tiger, also.
Yeah, the tiger reveal is really good though.
Yeah,
like
that.
like I got to get away from the lion. Oh god, it's a tiger.
Yeah, Charlie Chaplin thinks that Myrna is into him, but she's actually into Rex, King of the Air, who's the trapeze artist, who she falls in love with in about 3 seconds,
yeah.
so quickly. And it's like, I want to get married. I'm in love with this man. He's a trapeze artist. He's the best.
Yeah, there's also this whole like thing going on with like her dad is the ringleader.
Her dad is the ringleader who is just super abusive and mean and won't let her eat because like her horse act didn't get enough applause.
Yeah.
But then he gets beat up later, so it's fine.
There's a point where she wants to run away from the circus instead of run away to the circus, which
Right.
is,
Yeah. I mean, can't blame her.
yeah. And like there's a point where Rex doesn't show up and the tramp has to do his act
Right.
instead.
But he does it with a wire attached to him that then comes off halfway through, but he doesn't realize it's come off. So he's doing all this crazy stuff because he thinks he's safe.
Yeah.
Great, great joke.
But also like he's trying to do stuff that's like really impressive to like make
Hmm.
the audience and Myrna impressed with him, but also he's trying to hide the fact that he's got a wire attached to them.
Hmm.
There's this great thing where Rex climbs up to the trapeze or the tightrope area with his hands, like pulling himself up on a rope. Without having to grasp on with his legs. But then, because he's being pulled by a line, like the tramp does it where he's
His
just
body
like
is horizontal.
his
Like
body's
Superman.
fully horizontal, yeah.
Yeah.
And like it's as if he's like planking in the air while pulling himself up the rope horizontally.
It's
And I
so
saw that
good.
and I was just like, "Whoa!"
Yeah. It's so funny. Yeah. It's really, really good. But yeah, at the end, Myrna and Rex get together, and they all the circus kind of leaves him behind, and he's kind of left in this empty circus field.
Yeah, he ends up basically giving them his blessing, realizing that they're more fit for each other,
Right.
which is sweet, I suppose.
And it ends on the sort of like the most quintessential Chaplin ending, which I think is in a lot of the shorts, but this might be the only feature that does it, where it's just
Hmm.
him alone walking into the background, and we, iris in on him doing his silly little walk with his cane,
Yeah,
and it feels very like classical Chaplin ending.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's the circus.